Hola, mi gente. Welcome to another episode of On the Block with Jen. I am YouTube's bad girl, apparently, Jen. Welcome to my new subbies. Welcome to my regulars. Y'all already know what to do with them wrenches. Get rid of the ratchets. I'm glad to see you all guys here. If you are new, welcome. Buckle up, okay? I appreciate your attendance, all right? Tonight's gonna be an easy night, okay? As you can see, I'm casual. I want to get through this so I can hit the BET Hip Hop Awards on my television. I'm not gonna actually be there, but Fat Joe is hosting the BET Hip Hop Awards tonight, so I have to watch. Okay, it's a little part of history, right? So I'm going to watch that. So I wanted to get through this. What's up, Rochelle? Chistet! Haran, you're here. All right, guys, so let's get into this. Good to see you all here. If you guys saw the thumbnail tonight, a lot of you are going to be offended. I probably will get reaction videos out of this, which is great. Just spell my fucking name right and use a nice picture. Don't be a dick, okay? A lot of you do reaction videos and you try to make me look bad. Use a nice picture, okay? I'm not a bad look. Stop being assholes when you react to what I say. Anyway, tonight I want to talk about the lucrative business of faux outrage, okay? Faux outrage. You know me, I like definitions. What is the definition of outrage, right? What's the definition of outrage, right? Let's get into it. An extremely strong reaction of anger, shock, or indignation, right? That's the definition of outrage. Like, how dare you, right? That's outrage. Work with me now, okay? Work with me. Faux outrage, which is what I'm talking about tonight. Faux outrage. The 21st century and its social media seen an increased display of false or manufactured outrage. That's what I'm talking about tonight. The false and manufactured outrage, with power and prestige being hypocritically sought by professing concern for others in a highly selective and, most importantly, temporary manner, okay? So there's outrage, how dare you? And then there's faux outrage. What? How dare you? Oh, shit. Beyonce just dropped a new video. It's how dare you? Oh, shit. Kim Kardashian just pulled the titty out. It's how dare you do us like this? And then, oh, shit. Popeyes just dropped a new chicken sandwich. So there's a difference between outrage and faux outrage, right? And with the increase of social media traffic, it's now all become faux outrage because social media was designed like a highway, right? It's designed to keep us on there watching things. They're constantly throwing shit in the game from the people that invented social media, from the people that run social media, from the people that are trying to bring attention to their pages. There's just a lot going on. So it's kind of like driving on the highway, but people built gardens along the highway, right? And you're like, oh my God, look at all these beautiful flowers, but we have to go highway speed. So are we really going to give a fuck that the flowers are blooming? No, because if you don't keep highway speed, you get ran the fuck over. Social media is very, very similar. Even if there's a dying child, right? Or even if there's a crime we just saw, or a cartel chopping off a woman's head, or a woman fucking a German shepherd, or something so hot, or someone posting rest in peace to my grandma with pictures of her in the coffin, grandma laid up, right? Or hey, give me prayers, my mama just died, right? Highway. So what we do is we throw a little emoji on it and keep the fuck going, right? Because it's the highway. Social media is a fucking highway. It's a mental and visual highway. See, back in the day, when someone would tell us, oh my God, my grandmother just died, we would feel for them for days and days and days. They would come to our mind. We'd be drinking our tea like, damn, Johnny's grandmother died. I hope he's doing okay. Today, we just hit an emoji on the post, and it's like, oh shit, Kim Kardashian pulled out a titty. Oh shit, Kanye West said what? Tiffany Haddish, what? What the fuck's going on? Mariah Carey said what? She's beefing with J-Lo? That is how it is, and that is how we're all being conditioned to be. So it's going to be interesting. to see how humans are going to be in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, because now we don't give a fuck about a fuck, right? So insert faux outrage, right? Before I continue, you guys already know you can reach me on The Block with Jen on Instagram, on Gmail, on Facebook, and on TikTok. Whichever one is your favorite, I am there. It's very easy. If you want to support the show, which I always appreciate, okay? With the first super chat, thank you, Haran DeMarco. You can super chat me here or 24 hours a day. My Cash App is open. If you're catching the replay, it is scrolling on the bottom. As you see, it says buy me a smoothie. Cash App is also on The Block with Jen. Very easy peasy, okay? I appreciate the super chat, Haran. He's not going to be up tonight, unfortunately. I don't know if I could twist his arm, but he got other things going on, and I'm always celebrating my friends who got other shit going on outside of these boxes. So Haran DeMarco says, showing love to my hitter. Hit that like button. I'm off to bed. Got the gym in the morning. Yay! Okay, good. I'm all for the gym. Get it in. You know, I'm not going to debate that, so I won't twist your arm to come up here. That is way more important than these boxes. So let's get back to the subject at hand, because I promised some of you offense. I promised I would offend some of you, and I have to make good on my promise, okay? So I got to offend some of you tonight. You will be offended tonight. So faux outrage is what a lot of people are doing on social media, where things happen. It could be to us, specifically people of color, right? There's a lot of abuse porn, murder porn. There's also police brutality porn, right? That we someone posts and then we're all on it like flies on shit. Like, look at what that cop did to that lady. Look at what that cop did to that black boy. Look what that cop did to that Latin. He shot the Latin down and killed him in the middle of the street. The Latin, Sean Monterosa, had his hands up. Look at what he did. And then 5 minutes after that, Kanye drops an album, or Jay-Z is going at it with Dame Dash, or Kim Kardashian pulls out a titty. And we forget what that cop did because we're in highway traffic. We're all being conditioned now. Pásalo, 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 right? We're all being conditioned now, right? Our minds are now a highway. There is no pausing anymore. There is no, oh my God, that's fucked up. Do you need anything? No, all I have to do is, little prayer hands, a sad face with a tear, a little heart, and that's it. And I go on my fucking day. That is what's happening. So the most recent, because these happen every day, right? The little subjects and topics of outrage and faux outrage, they happen every day, right? Lucky ass. So the most recent one, I'm sure you've seen it by now, Candace Owens, one of my favorite people. Yeah. Are you offended yet? Not yet? She's one of my favorite people. Does that offend you? Wait, there's more in case that didn't offend you. I got more. Candace Owens, one of my favorite people. I love the woman. She's a great debater. Some people's the broken clock is right twice a day, right? She's one of them people for me, okay? Kanye West, not one of my favorite people. Got a lot of my favorite music though, right? He's not one of my favorite people because Kanye West is a silly man. So I don't like silly men. I don't like men that act silly. I don't like men that are immature. I don't like men that act like little bitches. It's cringe to me. So I don't care that he's narcissistic. I don't care that he's pompous. I don't care that he's obnoxious. He's a hit maker. He's a wealthy man. That comes with a certain aura. That comes with a certain attitude. And I'm not offended by that. I'm not offended by that at all. Money does change people, okay? Environment does change people. If you are poor and you become a billionaire, that puts you in a different realm, okay? You are now a different person, personality-wise. You have a different point of view of life. So when I see people change with money and people are like, oh, he changed because of money or she changed because of money. Yeah, motherfucker, that is not the same person. People change. I don't care what it is. Like, oh, you changed since you got married. Yes, people change in different environments. Oh, you changed since you got a divorce. Yes, people change in different environments. Oh, you different now that you got kids. Yes, people change in different environments. So that doesn't bother me. That's not why Kanye bothers me. Kanye bothers me because he's a silly man. He's a very silly man. He throws tantrums, okay? He's a very silly, wealthy man. So he's not one of my favorite people, but I love a lot of his music. I love his artistry. Is he a genius to me? Fuck no. Okay, he's no different than Scott Storch and Swiss Beats and Dr. Dre and DJ Khaled. He makes beats on a beat machine. The brother could barely play the piano. So no, is Kanye a genius to me? No, the fuck not. Argue amongst yourselves in the damn chat. He is not a genius to me. He is a hip hop producer, just like all the other hip hop producers that are giving us hits and have become the soundtracker of our lives. I'm sorry. Now people are like, well, he's a genius because he uses a lot of instrumentation. No, he presses buttons that inserts instrumentation into his music. Now, if Kanye was playing those instruments himself, I would say salute. That's a motherfucking genius. We're not talking Prince here. We're not talking self-taught plays all those instruments. We're talking Kanye knows his way around a beat machine. And Kanye knows his way around samples, which is the same thing that Dr. Dre, DJ Khaled, Scott Storch, DJ Khaled, all of them do. Okay, they all do the same shit. So if Kanye is a genius, then we got to say Scott Storch is a genius. Then we got to say DJ Khaled is a genius. Then we got to say Dr. Dre is a genius. Then we got to say Swiss Beats is a genius. And I'm not going to call anybody a genius unless you actually play fucking instruments, which is very hard to do. Okay, it is not easy. And then to be self-taught, that's a whole different entity. Okay, so salute to Prince. That is what's genius to me. I'm sorry, I can't stamp Kanye a genius because you got a hard on for him. I cannot do it. This is just my opinion. You are entitled to yours. This is mine. I'm going to keep mine. You're not going to change mine. Okay. So Kanye, being the silly little man he is, decided, along with Candace Owens, which I think is a great partnership for this particular faux outrage, they wore at the Balenciaga, okay, fashion designer Balenciaga, if you're into labels. I am not, but I know the names. So Candace Owens and Kanye West and Lauryn Hill's daughter decided White Lives Matter t-shirts were a great idea to wear publicly, to laugh about publicly, all in y'all faces. Anybody who believes Black Lives Matter, anyone who feels slighted by the system and the man and oppression, right? In your face. Kanye said, in your face. Candace Owens said, in your face. Lauryn Hill's daughter said, in your face. In your fucking face. And y'all ain't gonna do shit about it. But this is what you will do. As my banner says, faux outrage has commenced. Okay? Faux outrage has commenced. Everybody's big mad online. Fuck that shit, better motherfucker. Fuck that big Candace Owens. Fuck Kanye. Now, the lucrative business of outrage, the very lucrative business of outrage, faux outrage specifically. Why do I say that, Jen? What the fuck do you mean? I guess it's just some people mad online. It's going to pass. Here is why. Here is why. Because faux outrage sells, promotes, markets, okay? Repeatedly, redundantly, consistently, more than I don't give a fuck. The more faux outrage you have, because it's not real outrage, you guys don't really give a, you don't really deep down inside, deep down inside, y'all don't give a fuck about a White Lives Matter t-shirt. That's gonna make the white man think that it's okay, that Black lives don't matter. Well, let's be clear. The Black Lives Matter movement doesn't even care about Black lives. Let me say that again so y'all could chop it up, make a reaction video to it. Maybe in 10 years, y'all could drop it when I'm in a real big movie. You could be like, she said Black Lives Matter don't matter to Black Lives Matter. Okay, so let me say it again. Black Lives Matter, they don't give a fuck about Black lives, which is why now the cat's out the bag and about 2 or 3 of them have been exposed for stealing millions, not thousands, not hundreds of thousands. These motherfuckers are now being exposed by one, said Candace Owens, for stealing millions of dollars for their own pockets with the movement, Black Lives Matter, right? So are you guys mad about that? Were we mad? Fucking Black Lives Matter. Or are are we just mad when Candace Owens and Kanye West wears a White Lives Matter t-shirt? You see where I'm getting at here? Faux outrage. That is very, very selective. Very selective. Because when Black Lives Matter, the movement was exposed, right? For stealing millions of dollars, it was crickets on my timeline. But Kanye West wears a White Lives Matter t-shirt, and there's pandemonium for 24 hours. And that's why I'm talking about it now. You know why I'm talking about it now? Because he just did it, and you guys are not going to be talking about it tomorrow. You're just not. You don't give a fuck. You don't really give a fuck. Which is why a lot of times when people come at me about what I say, I don't give a fuck. Because the next day you're going to be onto something else. Now, let me go deeper with YouTubers, right? We're all YouTubers, right? Black YouTubers, because the issue here is White Lives Matter versus some people may say, Black Lives Matter, right? The term Black Lives Matter was coined because of police brutality, right? And families not getting justice. That's how it began. That's how it started. And then people started getting Cadillac deals. Okay, internet activists started getting sneaker deals and clothesline deals. And they're like, there's money in this outrage shit. So you mean a young Black boy could get killed in the neighborhood? I can make sure I'm front and center on the microphone. We need justice. And then 3 months down the line, Nike or Cadillac will slide in my DMs and make me a celebrity. Well, gosh darn it, Black Lives Matter. So even the activists we have of today are not the activists we had of yesteryear. The activists that were getting pounded out, shot at, hosed down, attacked by German shepherds, losing their livelihood, okay? The activists of today are celebrities. They're in our commercials. They're selling Sprite, right? It's a whole new world. And this is why I don't give a fuck when y'all get mad on my shit. She said she a racist. I don't give a fuck. Because there's nobody more racist. Listen to this. There's nobody more racist than a motherfucker who is parasitic on his own people, his own flesh. There is nobody more racist than the motherfuckers that cam up and sell this faux outrage to their own people and line their pockets with it. There's nobody more racist than using the subject of race to make money. They sell you their t-shirts. They sell you their keychains. They sell you their flags. They make you part of this angry community. They insist that you do hostile takeovers for music and culture and dance and braids and appearances. They incense you. And then they offer nothing but a link to their t-shirts or a link to their seminars or a link to buy their tickets. I saw Amanda Seales. When is it? She had Amanda Seales, if you know who that is, a comedian. She was on Insecure. Someone sent me her Instagram. She did a video about Candace Owens and Kanye West, but she specifically targeted Kanye West because if you're going to target someone and to get attention, right? I'm giving y'all free game. I'm giving y'all everything tonight, whether you like it or not. Here's the medicine, bitches. So she targeted Kanye West specifically, and she has him in the back wearing the White Lives Matter t-shirt, and she's like, how long are y'all going to let this go on? Now, y'all, I'm assuming she's talking to her audience that's predominantly Black. And yes, the Latina is talking about the Black community again. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. Because believe it or not, I fucking love my people. My people are people of color. So I'm gonna talk about it. You don't like it? Get the fuck off my channel. So Amanda Seales, she got the little green screen in the back. Dig this. Peep game. Peep game, y'all. Pay attention. She got the little screen in the back. Kanye West went, how long are y'all gonna let this go on? She's asking her audience. How long are y'all gonna let this go on? Regarding Kanye West wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt. And I'm sure she was referring to all of Kanye's antics. You know, Kanye with the MAGA hat on. Now Kanye, Kanye hugging Trump. The Kanye that said slavery was a choice. We know the silliness that comes with Kanye, right? He's like the crazy fucking relative at all our parties. And it's like, here come the fucking Uncle Kanye again with his bullshit. And we just walk away. That Kanye, right? So I guess she's including the White Lives Matter t-shirt. And how long y'all gonna let this go on? She doesn't say how long are we gonna let this go on. She's addressing her audience. How long are y'all gonna let this go on with Kanye? How long? Then she proceeds to show white people doing racist shit, right? Here's the game. On that same video where Amanda Seales is so outraged about what Kanye did, what do you think she makes sure to do? What do you think she makes sure to do? Hey, I'm on tour. Buy my tickets at this link. What? You just showed clips and photos of some racist white motherfuckers. I'm talking about some backwoods whiteys. White, cracker white, snow white, rice white, sugar white after the bleach, Clorox white. Because you're outraged, Amanda, that Kanye wore this White Lives Matter t-shirt. And what are you sure to do now that you got everybody's attention? Don't forget, I'm on tour. Get my tickets for my tour. So let me go even a little deeper. The man, the foot on our necks, systemic oppression, racism, which is all very, very real. Now, I know one of my favorite panelists, Joanna, will tell you it doesn't exist. I very much believe that it exists. I very much believe that it's in place. I also very much believe you can overcome it. Do not misconstrue my words. Because you love to run with a sound bite. Ooh, you love to run with a sound bite. You motherfuckers love a sound bite. All of that really the fuck exists. Because if it didn't, we wouldn't have to overcome it. We wouldn't have to dodge it. We wouldn't have to code switch. We wouldn't have to wear our hair a certain way when we work in corporate America. We wouldn't have to speak a certain way. We wouldn't have to dress a certain way. So no one's going to say, well, you know, racism, systemic oppression, that shit doesn't exist. It fucking exists because we have to overcome it. If our names are Jen Quasha, when we're applying for an apartment, we got to just put Jen and leave off the Quasha, don't we? So it exists. Anything you have to overcome is in place and it exists. Got it. So you mean to tell me Amanda Seales, and Amanda Seales is not the only one. So please, I'm not picking on her. I don't give a fuck about no Amanda Seales. She's just somebody that someone sent me the video. So I was like, oh, this bitch, right? But she's not the only one. You're going to see a lot of YouTubers, a lot of Instagram personalities, a lot of activists online talking about these t-shirts. But don't forget to hit my bio for the book I just dropped. And I got these t-shirts for you. And we're calling ourselves SBAs this week. We are super Black Americans. And I got the t-shirts printed and everything. And we're getting the flags and also the keychains that you guys all can buy so we can all be mad together. What are these clubs that these motherfuckers are pulling you into? What's in it for you? What bills are they getting passed? What laws are they getting passed? How are they stopping police brutality? I mean, other than inviting you to click the link for their comedy show. Other than that, I'm saying, what is Amanda Seales and people like her offering you for pissing you off in a 15-second reel? Now, I'm gonna wake some of you up. Some of you motherfuckers like being asleep, and some of you like being angry. Because without being angry, right? Without being an angry person of color in America, a lot of you don't have identity. If you do not, okay, have this symbiotic relationship with oppression, if it is not on you, you have no identity. So you have to be very careful. I spoke about this before when I talked about my scab comment. And a bunch of man bitches try to switch with what the fuck I meant by it. You got to be very careful, okay? That this country, because just being a person of color in this country, you have fucking PTSD. And the shit is deep. Just for being born in this country as a person of color, it will give you PTSD. The media, the social media, the music, it'll just give you PTSD. If you're a woman, your whole life, you're hearing you're not shit in the music that you love. We love hip hop as women of color. But our whole lives, all we heard in hip hop is that we was bitches and hoes and ain't shit and the men come first and fuck you, bitch, and you a hoe and I like your ass and twerk for me, hoe, and let me throw this champagne on you. Our whole lives, we hear that from the music that we love. The magazines is women that don't look like us. They're blonde and blue-eyed. So you can get PTSD in this bitch. It is true. Your psyche will be fucked up from the age of 2 bars. So it's all very, very real. This shit is real. And this shit is deep. But what y'all not realizing is that the same way whitey, systemic oppression, racism, the man got his boot on your neck, let me tell you who's not admitting that they got their boot on your neck too. The Amanda Seales, the activists, the YouTubers, the motherfuckers trying to get money from you to build museums and build schools. Family, you dig? We're almost there. You dig? You dig? Family, you dig? You need a museum. That's what you need. There's hella racism. There's hella systemic oppression. There's hella violence in our neighborhoods. But you need a museum. You dig? That's what you need. You need a museum. That's what you need. People are barely paying their rent. There's gentrification. We're being pushed out of our neighborhoods, elderly, otherwise, or what have you. But you need a museum. You dig? You need a school that's never coming. You need a school that's what you need. Oh, I know what you need. The white man got his boot on our neck, but you need these t-shirts. That's what you need. Because if you don't have these t-shirts, how will you identify with your oppression? How will you identify with being a person of color with a boot on your neck? If you don't wave this flag, how will you identify after all? If you don't get this keychain and see it every fucking day when you grab your keys, how will you identify that you are under the boot of the white man in this country, sister, brother? Get this keychain. So please wake up. Don't be woke. Wake the fuck up. Because people that look like you and sound like you and talk like you woke up to the fact that you could capitalize off of Black trauma and Latin trauma in this country. People that look like us. You know how a doctor walks in and we will trust any motherfucker in a white lab coat? Because it's like, oh shit, a white lab coat. You must know what the fuck you talking about. I'm not a doctor. He walked in with a lab coat. You know how magical a lab coat is? He could be the worst doctor ever. Motherfucker got a white lab coat. We're like, oh, he's a doctor. Similarly, these motherfuckers will talk about racism, stemming with praise, and police brutality. They get you all riled up. Yeah, look how they doing us, family. Look how they doing us. The link for my t-shirts is on the bottom. So don't be stupid enough to think that people that look like you aren't capitalizing off of your fucking trauma as they sit in their ivory towers with their Cadillac deals and their Sprite deals and their $1 million homes. Because after you gave and gave and gave and gave because you felt bad about Trayvon Martin, after you gave and gave and gave and gave because you felt bad about Sean Monterosa, because after you gave and gave and gave and gave, they was like, I'd rather buy me a home. So while they got you fucked up and looking over there, look over there, it's the white, no, but what are you doing? Look, the white man is over there, but wait, are you, but no, the white man is over there. But wait, what are you doing with that money? The white man is over there. That is what's happening to a lot of us. That is what's happening to a lot of us. And let me tell you a quick story. Since you think oppression and racism and con artists are fucking exclusive to the Black community. Okay? I took an oath, and I told you guys this story before. I took an oath to work with a Puerto Rican nonprofit, okay? To help the homeless, to give scholarships, okay? To Latin kids who needed it, who wanted to go to school, who wanted to go to college. And after they begged my ass to join the nonprofit, and I took an oath before the senator and everything, do you know that these motherfuckers were stealing the money? They were stealing the fucking money. And you know what I've realized? That I'm so glad I'm not fucking stupid enough and delusional enough to think because somebody waves this flag that they can't possibly be full of shit, that they can't possibly not want good for me, that they can't possibly be conning my people out of money, that they can't possibly be stealing money from people who needed it, same as they doing y'all. Okay? And I went all out to shut down that fucking organization, and I got the receipts. But y'all get gassed by all these people who are pretending to be bad. They're mad at Candace Owens. How dare she talk about us? Mad at Kanye. How dare he wear that t-shirt? But y'all are buying t-shirts from motherfuckers who are supporting white women in their own homes. Y'all are buying like y'all literally paying rent, okay? Buying jewels, okay? Paying fucking child support for people that are doing the same fucking thing. And here's why, and this is gonna blow your mind. This is gonna blow your mind. I said earlier, I like Candace Owens. Oh my God. She's a white supremacist supporter. Her husband is white. She's against the people. She's anti-people. Not Candace Owens. Here's why I don't got a beef with Candace Owens. Now, would I piss on her if she was on fire? Probably not. But let me tell you why I don't have a beef with Candace Owens. This is going to blow your mind. I cannot have a beef with a woman that's capitalizing off of white people. Do you hear that? Because every time she opens her mouth, everybody's promoting her, right? Comments for days. How dare you like Candace Owens? Candace Owens is getting rich off of white people and triggering y'all every now and then because she has to stay in the timelines. And let's face it, white people, they don't do the full outrage. They're not going to promote Candace Owens the way black people promote Candace Owens when she says something they don't like. My timelines today were lit the fuck up with the promotion of these White Lives Matter t-shirts. Yeah, you could thank yourselves. You could pat yourself on the back. You made those t-shirts global. Anybody who has a phone or a laptop, they know about White Lives Matter. Now, why? Because you had to show your full outrage. How dare Kanye do that? And you're going to forget about it tomorrow. It'll be something tomorrow. Kanye do or say something else. Y'all not talking about his MAGA hat no more because you got over that. You're not talking about him saying slavery was a choice because you got over that. You'll get over this. Hence, full outrage. Candace Owens is getting rich off the backs of white people. So why would I be mad at a woman of color who is coming up off of white people? She plays to their egos. She plays to their beliefs. Whether you think she's really means what she says or she doesn't mean it or it's game, it is game gears toward white people. You think we're buying her book? You think we're watching her show? It ain't us. She caters to white people. She's in their pockets. But these quote unquote activists, social media activists, okay? These quote unquote activists are getting rich off of the full outrage of people of color. They're getting rich off the full outrage of people of color. When people are telling, buy this t-shirt, who do you think their target audience is? Do you think it's the white supremacists or the racist white people that Candace Owens is targeting? No. It's us. Get this t-shirt, get this flag. How else are you going to know you're black and angry in America if you don't wear this t-shirt? Right? So they're getting rich off the backs of trauma, of being a person of color in this country. Think about how parasitic that is. Think about how dirty and grimy that shit is. I know you've been through some real fucked up shit in this country, and what I'm going to do is constantly remind you. And then I'm going to sell you a t-shirt so you can feel like you belong to something. And you're going to tell me that that's better than what Candace Owens is doing, getting rich off of white people? That's what you're gonna try to convince me and your friends every time Candace Owens speaks. That bitch, that coon, they coons, they cooning, they look no coons. Them coons, Kanye included, is catering to white people and their views. They're getting rich off of white people's backs. And they trigger you and you market for them for free. But what about all the activists, the Just Add Water activists that are getting the sneaker deals and the Cadillac deals and the clothesline deals, and they're, they get paid for their appearances, right? Where was the outrage when the mothers of those slain Black teenagers by police were saying, these activists, these Black Lives Matter people, they're not giving us dime one of that money. They're getting rich off of our dead sons' names. And then they're moving on to the next press conference, and the next press conference, and the next press conference. Where are the laws? Where are the bills that are being passed? What is happening? Because they're having great panels on YouTube where everybody's getting paid to be there, and they're in the nice suits. They're in the Calvin Klein fitted suits, and they're all positive people. But what's really changing and what's really happening? The only thing that's changing is they're getting richer and richer and richer and richer. And you're getting more angry and more angry and more angry for a little while. So Beyonce drops another video collection. Then y'all are back. Right? And that to me is the most fucked up thing you can do. Is use someone's trauma as a person of color in this country and capitalize off of that. That's fucked up. So when people wonder why I don't have an issue with Candace Owens, let her go get rich off them white folk. Let her say the U.S. isn't racist. Who the fuck you think is going to buy her book after she says that? White folk. And if you listen to Candace Owens, she throws a lot of gems in there of what Black people should be reading and doing. And she talks about the degeneracy of the music, which is true. The degeneracy of the culture, the twerking on cars. All that shit is true. All of it. And in between, a bunch of white folk are buying her book. This is why I don't have a beef with Candace Owens. You can't make me have a beef with Candace Owens. My beef with Kanye is he's a silly little man, bitch. I don't like silly men. I don't care if they're billionaires or they're fry cooks at McDonald's. I don't like silly men. I feel like men have to act a certain way. But I love a lot of his music. So understand that faux outrage is a lucrative business, and you are the buyer. You are the marketing exec for the company. Okay? You are the promotions team, and you work pro bono. And when you're not working for free, you're buying into them so much that you got to get their t-shirts and their keychains and their flags. And who else is going to tell you this? What people are going to tell you is you need a museum, family. That's what you need. But I just got my ass beat by this fucking cop last week. But you need a museum. That's what you need. But I just got fired because I can't wear my locks in the office. But you need a museum. You know you need a museum. Like, are y'all really that dense? Is it that easy? Of course it is. That's how these motherfuckers make money. Ask them what their other job is. Aside from YouTube and incensing the Black folk, getting us riled up and showing us the murder porn and the police brutality porn, what's their other job? Just ask them out of curiosity. Hey, such and such, what do you do aside from YouTube? Just curious. How do you make your money? Are the feds paying you to divide the people? What's going on? This is strange. You in $1 million home in California? Is that just YouTube money? What's going on? And with Black Lives Matter, no one was asking those questions. Why? Because we were too busy, angry, and mad in the streets. Yes, I marched for Trayvon. I will never march again. Ever. Because that shit is propaganda too. But at that time, I was incensed. I was mad. You killed this baby. How could you? Walked from 14th Street all the way to 42nd in New York City. You guys know how fucking far that is if you're a New Yorker. I was in the street, my hoodie on, mad as fuck. And then I sat back and observed as the months went on. And I was like, holy fuck. Was this all for naught? Was I outraged in a faux way? So what are we doing, mi gente? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? other than being mad in 24-hour cycles and calling Black people who don't think like us coons. What are we doing? What are we doing? Is this all for naught? What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? So y'all gonna be cooning. Y'all gonna be remixing the word coon for the next 24, 48, 72 hours. And then what? And then somebody said something on Drink Champs, and Joe Budden is fighting Nori. Like, then what? So my advice would be, cut the bullshit. You're not really mad. You're not really outraged. You know it. I know it. We know it. Put your body and mouth and money where it deserves to be. Do something in your community. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to join a nonprofit. I went all out, but you don't have to do any of that. People that need mentorship are right in your home, your niece, your nephew. And if you're the type that's lazy and you don't want to commit to a long-term mentorship, take your niece out to lunch one time. You change a person's mind about something in a positive way, you change the world. You don't have to feed 55,000 people. You have to feed one and listen for a couple hours. And you change that person forever. And that changes the world because now someone's walking the earth that you changed in a positive way. These are easy to do. Pick your nephew up from school just one time. You don't got to do it every weekend. You don't have to commit to every fucking weekend. Just the one time. Talk to him for 2 or 3 hours. Ask him how he views life, sex, music. Where is he mentally? Just the one time. And you will have done and have been more effective than buying a motherfucker's t-shirt on YouTube and Instagram who's reminding you that you are a minority in America. That is way more important and effective than cash apping a motherfucker $25 because you need a museum, family. A museum, bitch. We dying out here. So you guys have to be, if you care, more vigilant, not so easily triggered, not so easily pushed around, because we all have PTSD. Okay? We've all been treated a certain way by whitey in different situations. If you're watching me and you're a person of color, you felt it. And I know I got some white people in the chat, and they'll tell you, hey, I grew up broke. I know what oppression is like. No, the fuck you not. Because you're still broken white. It's not the same. I feel for you. I understand the whole 8 Mile Eminem. Mama didn't want fuck rabbit. But it's not the same at all. If you think being broken white is bad, try being broken black or brown. But I feel you. I feel that your mama was on food stamps, but it's not the same. So we're going to have to be more vigilant, smarter, not so easily triggered by our own people. I'm talking about our own people. Because the white man, the people that we consider the man, systemic oppression, the system, the government, the disproportionately old white motherfuckers that are running the country. Them people, if I were them, I'd be like, we don't got to do none of these to these motherfuckers. Look at them. Just throw a meme on Facebook that says light-skinned girls are better than dark-skinned girls. Motherfuckers will go at it for 3 hours. We won't have to worry about them for 3 fucking hours. Who gives a fuck about them people? Look how they treat each other. Motherfuckers are twerking all on cars. They'll destroy themselves. If I was white and in charge and I was in my ivory tower, I would laugh at all of us. I was like, look at these motherfuckers. They really think that we're after them. They're after each other. The fuck we gotta do? All we gotta do is keep them voting so we can keep these high, these high paying jobs. That's all we got. Think about it. If you were a white man in power and you looked at the condition of our people and all these black and brown activists, okay, that are lining their pockets without outrage, would you give a fuck about us? Would you give a fuck? Would you care at this point? Would you even fucking care? You're already in ivory tower. You're rich. The government's disproportionately white. You're in power. Would you look down on us and be like, nah. So there are things that we can do that are easy in our own neighborhoods, in our own homes, in our own families, our real families, not motherfuckers that call you family online and want to give you a fucking dime for a cup of coffee. Por Dios. So I really, really had to get that off my chest before you start going on a rant about what the fuck Candace Owens and Kanye West is wearing. You have way bigger fish to fry, way bigger in your own fucking backyard. In your own backyard. Period. Period. Hi, Lily. I see some of my friends in the building. Hey. Speaking of white folk, Glenn Lawrence, our resident white guy. Thanks for the super chat, Glenn. Glenn says, not just any home, a mansion in Beverly Hills. Yo, with the price of that house, they could have bought 10 to 15 houses in states like Kansas for people in need. That is correct, sir. Glenn Lawrence is referring to the $1 million homes that Black Lives Matter bought and are now denying those aren't their houses. They moved on up with your outrage. They moved on up with your heartstrings. They moved on the fuck up. And, that's the way of a lot of nonprofit. There's a lot of profit. It's just not going where it's supposed to go, but there's a lot of profit. So, guys, I thank you for being here, and it would do my heart really, really fucking good if you consider what I'm saying and where I'm coming from. Now, a lot of you motherfuckers, you need to twist my words because it's lucrative for your channels. I know that. I get the hustle. I'm from New York. All right. I can't knock a hustle dead ass. Right. It's the same thing that I said about Amanda Seals, where she was like, are y'all gonna let this keep happening and then get my tickets for the comedy show? I get it. I know you motherfuckers gotta twist what I'm saying so you could get clicks. Plus, I'm kind of cute. So when you put me on your thumbnail, motherfuckers want to know who that girl, and then they click. I get it. I got it. I'm good. I'm gone. I just wish it was reciprocal. I wish I could use some of your fucking ugly asses on my thumbnail and get people running to come click on my shit. But I can't. It's not even fucking reciprocal with you ugly motherfuckers. You can use me on your thumbnail with the boobs and all. I can't even fucking use y'all. Fucking mugs look like baseball gloves. The bitches included. Some of you women are fucking rant over who talk about me all fucking day and night. So I get it. I get the hustle, bitch. But I would hope that some people listen to this and understand where I'm coming from and wake the fuck up. The faux outrage is not worth it. All you're doing is promoting what you hate, and that is asinine. That is asinine. Continuously promoting what you hate doesn't make sense. Did we not learn a lesson from watching the motherfucking Kardashians become billionaires about promoting what you hate? It's to the point now, and this is free game. It's to the point now where the Kardashians, every 6 months, when things are dying down with their name, they'll say something like, oh, my ass is real. Peep game. Every couple months. If their names are dying down, my ass is real. There was a study that showed, I'm going to go to the x-ray. I'm going to show you my ass is real. Why do people keep saying my ass is fake or my lips are fake? And what do you guys do? You go running to the comments, type their names, and insist their asses are fake. And essentially what you do is help their algorithm, help the exposure, help typing their name. Imagine motherfuckers typing 500 times, typing your name 500 times, saying your ass is fake. You think they give a fuck that their asses are fake? They give a fuck about your faux outrage. And that's why you notice the controversy with them is redundant. In a couple more months, you'll see one of them bitches with cornrows in her hair again. What do you think's gonna happen? Maybe Kylie now. Maybe Kylie, because Kim did it. So it's a cycle. Give it a couple months. Give it a couple months. One of the younger bitches, cornrows with a tan. What do you think's gonna happen? The faux outrage would commence, and you motherfuckers are gonna type their names in your comment boxes over and over and over again. And you're gonna be mad about the appropriation, and when we do it, it's ghetto. But when they do it, it's mainstream. And there you go, running on that hamster wheel again. I gotta let everybody know that they're appropriating. I gotta let them know. How else will they know if I don't say it again for the 10,000th time that they're appropriating? When we do our hair like that, it's ghetto. But when they do it, it's mainstream. I gotta let people know. And you will type their names over and over and over. And the money just piles up. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. So every time you type in the name of somebody who is pissing you off, and you guys have done it to me sometimes, all right? Just think about the exposure that you're giving them. And some of you don't care because it brings attention to your page, right? So you have to understand how people are being used with these machines. You have to understand. Did we learn nothing from the Kardashians? We know their asses are fake. They know their asses are fake, but they know if a headline drops and all they got to do is shoot a little email to TMZ and say someone accused Kim of having a fake ass, and they're back on the hamster wheel. That's how it works. And a lot of Black activists online, now they're on to it. And you know what's bigger than oppression? Motherfuckers knowing they could capitalize off of it. You know what's bigger than our trauma? Motherfuckers that know they can capitalize off of it. That's bigger. And that has no gender, and that has no race. And it has no bias. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. Long as they can line their pockets, long as they can hit you with the comedy tour link. That's how it works here, people. That's how it works. Thank you for the super chat, Don Levon. Don Levon says they need to just leave Kanye alone and let him get that white people money on Amazon Prime. Like he said, mostly white people buy his Yeezys anyway. Woo! There it is. Don Levon means white people money. The last movie the second to last movie I was in. It's on Amazon. It's available on Stars as well. It's called White People Money. It's a family-friendly comedy. It's really, really cute. Thank you for bringing that up, Don Levon. But there it is right there. Free marketing. So I'm going to I put in a good hour with y'all, and thank you so much for sticking around and listening to me. If you want to add to what I said, feel free to do so. If you want to debate me on something I said, feel free to do so. If you have proof of otherwise regarding what I said, feel free to do so. I see some of my people in the chat. Feel free to come up. Not going to stay long because I want to support Fat Joe tonight. He is hosting the BET Hip Hop Awards, and I think it's going to be a good show. So I need to support the peoples. But I'm going to drop this link because I know I said a lot of deep, heavy shit. I'm sure a lot of what I said, motherfuckers would be on it like white on rice, like the little crabs that they are. And that's okay too, because the more shit they talk about me, the more people will come to hear this. And people need to hear this. People need to hear this. Because this is generational. And when they're done with you, they go after your children and piss them off. Then they go after your children's children and make sure they're pissed off. So all what is it? All skin folk and kinfolk, I think hasn't been more prevalent than at the time we are today. Okay. So I dropped the link so you guys can come up. I'll give it a few minutes, but if none of you come up, then mama's gonna leave because y'all not gonna have me waiting all night here. I could be eating right now my little homemade mashed potatoes and my salmon. But I'd love for y'all to come up, come talk shit with me for a little while. Got my essentials back. Gotta order these from freaking Amazon. Oh, thank you, Joelle. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tristan! Sean Ford says, okay, so while I'm waiting for you guys to come up, if anybody wants to come up, you can. If not, ni modo. Bueno pues. Bueno pues. I know I said what I had to say. Share this video too. Discuss it with your people. If you want to do, if you're catching this on the replay or you're watching right now, you're just not ready to come up, or you need to process everything I said and you want to do a part 2 to this, hit me on Gmail. If you guys want to discuss it further, there's a really good subject. I don't even think there's a subject that should be talked about just one time and done. I think we should continue talking about this so we could see who the snakes in the grass are. So if you guys have an idea for a follow-up show, or you want me on your show, or you want to come up to my show and talk about this, I am open to that as well. Yizzo Israel, he says stars in Jen's living room. Lord, you people got jokes, but y'all keep me laughing, so I ain't mad. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, Haran went to bed. He had to. What's up, Big Truck? If you still here, I'm not sure. All right, guys. Okay, I am not gonna be. What's up, Marcos Orlando? Why be limited? Hey, Mama, are you coming up? Oh, wait, we got a throwback in the building. Look who's here, brother. What is this? It's dark as hell in there. You ready for Halloween?
No, I live in the darkness.
You merely adopted the dark. How are you? I was talking to a lot of people tonight who adopted the dark. They didn't know I was molded by it, right? I had to give the people what the people needed to hear, right? Sometimes the people need to hear it the raw way. And I'm raw way, highway. I don't know how much you heard of my rant. Like I told these beautiful people watching, I'm not going to be on for too much longer. I really do. And Ish is gone too. I'm not going to be on for too much longer because I really do want to support Big Fat Joe tonight on the BT Awards. Big Truck Series says, I think Yeezy brand is an experiment. Big Truck, can you elaborate on that? Because let me tell you what I think about the Yeezy brand. Okay, it's not too far off from what you said, but you may be thinking something completely different. But when I look at Yeezy and I look at him selling tattered clothes that looks like it stinks, ugly sneakers, his Gap display. If you go to the Gap, you have to look in big garbage bags to get your size. He didn't want his clothes on hangers. He literally wanted people to go in there and rummage through big garbage bags to get clothes out. And they look like garbage. They're wrinkled. We've seen his clothesline. We know what it looks like. The sneakers are hideous. They look like sweaters with laces. He hasn't done anything that I like thus far as fashion. And I also thought in the back of my mind, I was like, he's just pushing people to see how ridiculous a fashion line he could create and people still buy it. That's what I think. I see him like wanting to humiliate people. Why else would you have a display? And people interpret it all kinds of ways. Oh no, he wants to humble people. But come on, wealthy people don't frequent the Gap, right? It's just regular folk with regular jobs. That is who goes to the Gap. So as far as the interpretation that people have of, no, he's just trying to humble people and make them look through garbage bags for their size. I don't believe that shit. I really do think that, Kanye is arrogant, obnoxious, and narcissistic enough to want to humiliate people, not humble people, but humiliate people. Because why else would you want to see people rummaging through a giant garbage bag to buy your clothes? That's how I feel about it. So I'd be curious to know what you meant by Yeezy brand is an experiment, because it most certainly looks like a fucking experiment to me. And Ish was back for a minute. Okay. What's up, Big Truck?
Hey, good evening, Jen.
Good evening. How are you, sir? What is this comment about? Fill me in, please.
Well, see, here's the thing. You basically said it for me. I don't pay very much attention to Kanye. I pretty much ignore him.
Right.
But I did hear about the garbage bag thing, and I also obviously saw those ridiculous what are they called? I don't think they're foam posits. What are these called? These Yeezy boosts and these the pointy shoes, the Yeezy foam runner Ararat sneakers. Like I really do believe that this shit is an experiment to just see how stupid people actually are. Because the thing about it is, and I know people who buy this shit, I know they ain't got no money. I know it. And I like the people who I know who will buy this shit and rock it are the same people who are begging for $500 at the end of the month. They're kids in school who you see, high school kids, when you're in if I have to take the train, you see these high school kids rocking this shit. And I'm like, and then if you ask them about it, they swear it's the most comfortable thing in the world. I swear to God, they all say the same shit. And my thing is, it's like, it really does feel to me like an experiment. And it reminds me a lot of Air Jordans. Now, I like most of the Air Jordan designs. However, the prices that they're selling this stuff at, in my opinion, are an experiment just to see what they can get people to line up for. And as long as they keep buying it, they're going to keep doing exactly what they're doing. Because this whole thing with the garbage bags, I mean, if you're too stupid to see that this person is trolling you at that point, I mean, there's nothing I can really say, because I mean, that's what I'm putting the stuff in a garbage bag so that you don't have to go through the hassle of going onto the rack. I mean, really? And this whole thing about the White Lives Matter shirt, that's a trolling thing. You already know it. Just like what he did with the whole Trump persona thing. When he was running for president, he's like an attention whore. He's an attention whore. Arrogance is another thing. I just can't pay him no mind. And it's funny because now that, Kim Kardashian broke up with him, now you almost get to see who's the bigger attention whore, because she refuses to stay out of the media. She's dragging this man's kids through the media, but he's making just as big a fool of himself. For all I know, maybe they're trolling us, and the divorce is not real. For all I know, it could be a big social experiment. I don't know. But these people are so ridiculous. But what kills me is the media refuses to stop watching them. The media, I don't know if they're paying the media to put this shit out or what. So I honestly just don't know. It feels like a huge social experiment to me. It really does.
That's how I see it too. And I know for a fact TMZ has deals with certain people. So does the E channel. They have deals with these public. I don't even know. I can't even call them celebrities, but just public figures. Welcome, brother Ish. I don't know how much you heard of my rant, but it was necessary. What say you? You knew what I was going to come up and talk about today. What do you think in general? But specifically, do you think that white lives matter being coined and worn on t-shirts will have any negative effect on Black people? A tangible negative effect?
That's no. I think that it is a. I mean, we know that it was a marketing ploy for Kanye. It was debuted at his fashion show. It erupted all through Paris. He eclipsed the entire fashion week of Paris, just that one show. So we know that. We know that a T-shirt is not going to change the minds of those who hate and desire to oppress Black people. We know that it's not going to inspire and empower them any more than their former president. Mm-hmm. So I'm not, this is a Russell Crowe moment. Are you not entertained? Kanye West is an entertainer. He is entertaining, and he has entertained us once again. That's the bottom line. That's all that it is. Like you say,
are we entertained though? Are we entertained? People are mad. People are annoyed by him, but are we entertained by Kanye?
I mean, we're engaged. To a degree. I don't mean entertained as in joyfully entertained or however it is. But it has its entertainment value to it. It sparks conversation like any form of art. It evokes some form of emotion. So with that being the case, what did Kanye do now? Oh my God, I'm so mad at Kanye. Oh, what is Kanye? And then Kanye would do something. Oh, I love Kanye. Maybe he's back. I mean, it's just it's performance at its best. And he's just, he's an entertainer and he's an entrepreneur. And right now he's doing both at the same time. So
what do you think about Candace Owens? You think these are the Coon Dream Team, the Coon Wonder Twins?
I mean, I think she's just an opportunist, and she's found an opportunity, and she's found an opportunity to align herself, and he's utilizing, allowing her to utilize his spotlight to add to the effect of this moment, right, as he stands in the center of the arena,
Right.
So
yeah, because Kanye, I mean, there are a bajillion Black women he could have took up there, but he was probably thinking, who do Black people hate the most that's Black? Candace Owens. That's how I picture him.
Of course.
Absolutely.
He's trolling us. I'm surprised he didn't go up there arm in arm with Omarosa on one side and Candace Owens on the other.
And Stacey Dash dancing.
Right.
It's really hard to get Black women to turn on you. It's really if you're a Black woman, it's really hard to get other Black women to turn on you. Those two managed to pull it off. So my thing is, it's like, I really think this dude's trolling us. I really do.
I think he's definitely trolling with the fashion. I thought that from the beginning when the tattered clothes came out, the clothes that look like it's been through a freaking shredder. I was like, people are buying this because he has his name on it. These are broken clothes. but people were buying it, and I think I agree with you 110%.
Did you watch Fashion Week?
No.
Well, what was that? There's an Arab woman who went braless, and she was Hadid. What's
Bella
her name?
Hadid?
Yeah,
TG.
yeah. It's like when I watch fashion, like, because I bought fashion from some of these Italians. Like, I've bought Ferragamo shoes to wear with my suits. So it's Ferragamo and Versace. But when I watch their fashion shows, I'm looking at the way that they got these people, like they got these skinny ass fucking rail thin men wearing the most ridiculous shit that they can put them in. And I have to even wonder about those fashion things. It's like, it feels like you're insulting my intelligence. It really, really does. What? And it's funny because even though I like some of their styles, it's like the vast majority of this shit is ridiculous. And I understand, like, when you're dealing with fashion, you have to be outrageous, you got to be bold, and all this. But I'm like, wait a minute, do you really think anybody in the 21st century is looks anywhere near attractive wearing this shit? like, and that's just how I feel. But I really feel like you're insulting my intelligence. I really do.
So let me ask you, gentlemen, this before I get out of here. On topic, the lucrative business of faux outrage. What do you think about the cycle of the outrage every time one of these stories hits the press? Do you think that they do more harm than good? Do you think it's irrelevant? Does it matter? Or do you think that it's creating a culture where Black people are really going to start being parasites regarding Black trauma in this country? What do you think about that? Like, really
it's called manufactured outrage. And as we're ticking down to November elections, they have nothing else to keep Black people angry. And because it's really hard right now to get Black people galvanized to vote against the Republican Party. Because the problem is the Democrats have been doing such a shitty job that right now it's like they're afraid Blacks are going to turn on all of them. They're afraid they're going to turn on Stacey Abrams. They're afraid they're literally going to turn on all of them. It's very hard to keep us galvanized to show up to those polls to vote for them. And recently, there hasn't been any major outrage. It just hasn't, because, they've got the Ukraine situation. They've got the horrible economy. And we've basically turned away from all that. We've basically been ignoring all that. They have to do something to draw us back in.
In the form of, if you had to take a guess?
Manufactured outrage. Because you got to remember, there's a couple, what is it? Today's October 4th. We've got till November 8th. They've got a month and 4 days to piss us off enough to get us ready to get to them polls. Now, they've already done the abortion thing. They've already done, pretty much the abortion thing was the only other thing they really had. And they're also trying to keep us upset about Trump. So,
right.
The violence button, huh? The violence button.
I made it.
Tristan did make that for me, and I put it on my Facebook. It is permanently there. I think it describes me well.
Yes.
What do you think about the lucrative business of faux outrage? Is it harmful? Does it matter? It's it's highway traffic. But specifically these these Black characters who are capitalizing off of the faux outrage. Wouldn't that make them, just as much a boot on your neck as the white folk? Or am I being melodramatic here?
No, first of all, I love all the chaos. Everybody knows this. Listen, I support it. If you're stupid enough to fall for it, I'm stupid enough to support you. Listen, at the end of the day, these people make it very clear. I'm not about the people. I am about my money, and however and how long I can extend my money. It's been like that. It will always be like that. And if people think otherwise, hey, you live in the wrong utopia. That's a fact.
Brother Ish, what say you before we get out of here?
I think people have been profiting off of our our condition for a millennium, and it's an unfortunate reality that within our community we have predators that profit off of our ignorance and our lack of knowledge. I was looking when I first saw this article and was informed about it. I started looking at other press things to see if this was covering up some other new law that was being initiated, or some secret war that was being uh, started or something. So it just seemed like it was a slow press day. Ultimately, nothing extra special. Um, other than Trump soliciting the Supreme Court, and other than that, there's nothing for them to talk about. So pump the outrage, get the clicks going, and ultimately, let us and let them continue to herd the sheep,
Mm.
which is what's going on, just to keep us watching, and that's ultimately what it is at the end of the day. I mean, again, Kanye's an entertainer. He's not a politician. He has no social responsibility to us other than his historical statement: George Bush does not care about black people, and he echoed the opinions of many black people at the time. But
Mhm.
beyond all that, and beyond his creative contribution to the world, I mean, thanks.
You breaking that? You froze for a minute.
Okay. I don't know
Oh.
where I left off, but outside of his creative contributions to the world, as far as his art and his talent, what more has Kanye really done? You
Well,
know.
then there's that. Well, then there's that. So, well, gentlemen, Tristan, you was late to class. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Please hit that like and subscribe on your way out. This one was short and sweet. I want to catch the BT Hip Hop Awards to support
Yes.
Joe. Big Truck, it's always a pleasure. Brother Ish, thank you. Great to see you again. Tristan, dismissed
Oh,
la clase.
Have a
okay.
good
Just
night, Jen.
just just for Jen, I found a certain meme you'll love it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this is for you. This is for your people that put you in their lives. Okay, you're still searching for me in every woman. There you go. Class is dismissed. They ain't like that one.
Ish, did you like that one?
I loved it. I loved it. I
All
loved
right,
it.
guys. Good night. Thank you so much.
Peace, fam.
All
Peace.
right.
All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Short and sweet tonight. I did 4 hours last time. Y'all not getting that tonight. Please hit that like and subscribe. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting me always. Good, bad, and indifferent. Catch me next time. I should be here back tomorrow. Okay, I should be. As usual, if you have any suggestion on the block with Jen at Gmail. I hope you enjoyed tonight. It was passionate. It was true. It was real. You either gonna like me or you're not. Both are okay, but still hit that like and subscribe on your way out. Let your friends know about me. Let your peoples know, or yourself if you want to join me on a show on the block with Jen and Gmail. Peace and love to everyone. Go catch that BT Hip Hop Awards and support our brother Fat Joe. And I'm out, guys. Good night. Later. Yeah, so sweet coming through all the time.